All right, we are live.
What is up, everybody?
We are live there on all platforms. Finally got it all synced up here. So, welcome in to another episode of Market Morning News. If you're on TikTok, give us a like and a follow. Really appreciate that. If you're on the YouTube side, hit that like button and definitely give us a subscribe. We really appreciate that. Trying to grow the channel. Hopefully, Crypto Dream can join us. We're actually getting close to, I think, his lunch break, so he should be joining in soon. We have just a few good news. Some buy alerts from us that we're talking about, covering the markets and everything. But if you guys are new, this is Simply Investing with Cody and Sal, and we are we talk all things crypto, stocks, real estate, business, all things the economy, finance, investing. How is it going to affect your portfolio? Things like that. We go live every morning with morning market news, as well as we have what's in your portfolio on Sunday and what's in your business on Saturday. And on Thursdays, private, the Patreon live will be this evening at 4 o'clock, as well as we have our lives on Money Mondays on Monday, of course, and in the evening. And then we have scams and updates and protecting your wealth on Wednesdays. And then Friday, we try to do something with Crypto Dream. Although this Friday, won't be doing something because I'll be hanging out with my brother and enjoying the new Godzilla movie that came out. So it's gonna be
I didn't
fun.
even know there was a new one.
Oh yeah, I didn't know until my brother told me, but my brother keeps up on all that. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. Your thoughts on Elon comments? Yeah, we're going to get into that in a little bit here. Also, shout out to Crypto Dream. Give him some follows. He's a great supporter of ours. And he's been with us since day one. So give him some likes and subscribes. He has his own channel, Crypto Dream on YouTube, as well as stocks, as well as on TikTok. Give Crypto Dream on there. Also follow Cody on there, CodyHarris.eth on TikTok. That is his handle. So give him a follow. We're trying to get him to 1,000 followers on there too. So really appreciate you guys joining in. Shout out to Lex
I
Diamond. Good morning to you too, sir. Hope you're having a great day. All right,
I will say I did make a big trade today, as in I swapped my Ethereum for Quant and Polkadot. So now I'm at 72 Quant and I'm at 875, almost 900 Polkadot. So I'm gonna have 100 Quant and 1,000 Dot by the end of this year for sure.
there we go. There we go. That's what we like to see, continued growth there. And of course, at the end, we'll open up the floor to all your guys and answer all your guys' questions and comments. Uh, do be patient. Our moderators are still joining in, so if I miss your comment, I do apologize. Shout out to New Big Games. Are you at work or at home? I'm at one of my businesses. This is the office for my moving and logistics company. I'm actually at one of the new desks I got, which is going to be my trading desk. I'm going to post a picture of it down a little later, but I haven't gotten all the computers and stuff in. But I run a moving company, a logistics company. I have a third ownership of a construction company, as well as I now own 100% of a furniture store chain. So that's where I'm at, and we're trying to grow and trying to grow and build those companies while building my real estate assets and everything. I have 212 doors right now, and I'm looking to buy another 10 doors. So hopefully it all goes well. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. Hell yeah, I'm trying to get to 100 quant too. So there's some support for you, Cody. Yeah,
Yes,
get to that
sir.
back.
I'm 72% there. 87% there to 1,000 Dot and 72% there to 100 Quant. So I literally
Mhm.
made these goals at the beginning of the year to hit 1,000 Dot and 100 Quant by the end of this year. And you know what? I did it. I actually followed my freaking New Year's resolution, and we still got a whole month of this year left, pretty much. Like I could buy 135 more Dot and 30 more Quant within the next month and be at 100 QNT and 1,000 DOT.
There we go.
Department of Transportation. No, I'm playing. Polkadot.
Yep. So let's go over some of the basics here. We got the crypto market cap at 1.42 trillion. Hasn't really changed much since yesterday. Volume is down 20% at 45 billion. We got Bitcoin dominance back down to 51.9 and Ethereum down to 17.2. We got the greed and fear index going down to 70 out of still in the mid part of the green, fairly greed area. A lot of cryptos are kind of flat on the 24 hours, still up on the 7-day period. One we're focusing on, Quant, has finally dipped below 100. I don't know if it went back up. Nope, still going down a little bit. Look like 0.5% up on the day, but still in the $98 range. Definitely dollar cost averaging. I myself bought a little Quant this morning, so I keep adding to that bag, as well as I
We
bought a little.
both bought quant this morning.
Yeah. I mean, I've been buying every time I see it in the anywhere under $100. I just start dollar cost averaging Quant, and to me, the return on investment is going to be so great when we hit the next bull run. Going over to the stock markets, we got the Dow up about 1% opening for the day, and let me go back over. We got the S&P about 0.5% down, really, and we have the Nasdaq down about 0.25%. Still kind of tumbling down, losing some of the gains that we got over this past 30 days. If you've been in the stocks and you've been averaging in, you should have been up around 50% if you stayed in instead of dumping all your stocks. So shout out to Lex Diamond. What's your goal for your quant bag? Well, for Cody, obviously he's trying to get to 100 quant. My goal is just to have it be about 15% of my holdings. And right now it is at 11%, but I also dollar cost average into DOT, Chainlink, HBAR, COS, and Ethereum right now. So I'm not too sure. It's going to take a while for me to get up to 15% because I'd have to really put in a lot of money to jump quant up, and I got to even out my bags there. Shout out to Nubik Games. Do you live near the USA or in another place? I am in the US. We are in dead smack Arkansas right here. The most boring part of the country. It's nothing but, if you're outside of the main areas, it is nothing but country out here. Nothing but country. But let's go to Crypto Cleaner and check out the comments that Elon said, because I have not heard what he said on those. That's very interesting because for the most part, I really don't pay attention to Elon Musk for the most part. I just really pay attention to what he's doing in relative to his companies. Oops. There you go. But and also, let's see if we can get the likes over 21K. That's been our highest. Let's see if we can hit that goal, hit that target. Elon's comments. Are you Crypto Cleaner? If you're still in here, are you referring to the his comments on the advertisers? Let me know. Shout out to El Ginty. Disney Plus took a hit over Elon's comments. Oh, okay. I gotta see what he said there. Elon's comments on Disney Plus. Let's see. Oh, he told them to go F themselves.
Really? But Disney does not like Elon now, that's for sure. This isn't like any anti-Semitism right here, but I will say most of Disney is Jewish, and they're not gonna like Elon.
Actually, it's funny because Disney itself is known for its anti-Jewish rhetoric. Like, you look at all the last 80 years of production from Disney, and it's crazy because it's known. Even Family Guy poked fun at Disney being against Jewish and Hebrew faith. So I'm
Really?
Disney is known for
I
that.
I swear maybe this might be wrong. You can correct me, anybody can, but I thought Disney, the majority of the Disney company was Jewish.
No, That is the founder of Disney was known to actually. There's rumors, and this is a big quote, rumors, but because we don't know, because Walt Disney is long since passed away, and everyone that has known him and related to him has passed away. There is no way of validating this, but there's been a lot of rumors among historians that he was actually a quiet supporter of, Nazi Germany at the time. So
Really?
yes, look, there was a lot of hate back then. But when it came down to it, the H man was really was a crazy individual. So it was kind of like an us versus them, and people just had to fight to live. But
You agree that Stalin was worse than the H man? I do.
oh yeah, he committed, he killed, he deleted 6 times more people than the Halska did. Now both are evil, both are horrifically evil,
Yes.
and don't even say that shit about it because on my mom's side, she's Hebrew, so don't even say that crap. So, but I will say this is that on both sides, it's like they're both atrocities, but the only reason why Stalin was so much bigger was that he lasted like 30 years. So the H man could have been way worse if no one had stopped him, but he was stopped or he deleted himself. Well, it's a pretty working conspiracy that he moved to Argentina, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's funny how Disney's calling out Elon Musk about anti-Semitic views when they themselves are highly, highly anti-Semitic.
It's crazy.
And it's like you better you can't throw stones if you're in a glass house. Shout out to El Tinti. Don't say the K word. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I will not. That's why we say self delete or delete. Shout out to Lex Diamond. Crazy how there's more Teslas on the road than Civics and Corolla. Yeah, the whole left is against Elon, and they're upset that he's the wealthiest man in the world. But those idiots made him that wealthy. Like they made him. They were pushing Tesla, pushing electric vehicles, pushing Tesla nonstop. And
I
now that he's
honestly.
worth all that, now you want to complain that he's made money off of you spending $150,000 on these damn Teslas.
Okay, here's the thing. I thought there was more Civics and Corollas on the road than Teslas. How is there more Teslas unless I'm just missing something? Because in Northwest Arkansas, I see a lot of Teslas, but like when you go into the country and all that, especially in rural areas, you're not gonna find as many.
Well,
I
if you
mean,
go into cities and more wealthier areas, yeah, you'll see Teslas, Mercedes, BMWs, but I am starting to see more and more Teslas than other luxury cars out there.
it's
Shout out
crazy.
to Dream. Welcome in, buddy. Glad to have you in here. He's also one of our moderators, so guys, don't piss him off, please. I like to keep all the comments civil so we can get to all you guys. But yes, he basically said, looking at this article on Yahoo Finance, he said, "Go f yourself" to the advisors who fled social media platform X, formerly Twitter. Then apparently addressing Disney chief executive Bob Iger in the audience, he said with a smile and wave, "Hey Bob." In a wide-ranging discussion with deal books and Tesla chief executive discussed a recent ad boycott, the rollout of a Cybertruck is emotional stain, and recently announced union drive at Tesla factories. Okay, so he talked about a lot. I did see he talked about his opinion on unions and everything, which I think a union is good when the management is no longer working and helping the people that work for them. Then a union is kind of like the DEFCON option. It's a last resort, but it should be and um open and cross communication for
Hey, Sal,
unions.
this
But
is
yeah, go ahead, buddy.
a little off topic, but my polka dot position jumped a little bit in the past hour. It was at 4,600 this morning, and now it's at 5K. So I went up like $400. My Polkadot position. I know that's not much, but I went from
Oh,
4,600
it
an hour.
shot up. Yeah, it
Yeah,
shot up 5% in the last couple minutes.
I have
In a couple
875
hours.
dot that I'm staking right now. So I'm getting up until next bull run. If Polkadot hits $55, that means all of my staking rewards. That means I was making like 20 grand a year off my staking rewards when it goes to all time high. 20 grand a year
Hmm.
off Polkadot from staking.
Oh, absolutely.
If it goes to all time high, though, it's got to go to all time high for that to happen.
Oh, it does. I'm looking for it to break new all-time highs and get to around 80, 90, maybe even 100 per dot. But
After
people
that,
are holding dot. No one's really selling it.
I have no outflows on it. They're all inflows. So I've never sold a single Polkadot. But after seeing the Polkadot conference, like that big on stage like event, like everything Gavin Wood talked about and Polkadot 2.0, I just don't want to sell it. Like Polkadot, we're still on one Polkadot 1.0, but 2.0 will be amazing. And just hearing how they want to make Polkadot like a global computer, like that shit
Hmm.
piqued my interest.
Yeah, it's that I like that aspect of it. That's kind of what made me decide to hold my quant or my dot for a while on that.
If you have 1,000 dot, you're a pretty decent sized holder. Like you're not in a baby holder position anymore. If you have like 1,000 or more,
No, no, you definitely,
that's gonna be
definitely.
worth 55 grand at all time high.
Hmm. Let me see here. I do apologize. I'm also getting messages in there. Oh, is that on Max Force moving? I didn't even know that. Okay. Yep. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to do work as well, guys, while I'm here. Seeing some weird messages come through, so I'm trying to get to it. All right. Let me answer that one for later. Um, Let me just see here for you guys. Shout out to 710. Welcome in. What's Cody's page? His page.
Cody Harris dot ETH on TikTok.
Yep, CodyHarris.eth on TikTok. So give him a follow. Shout out to El Genti. Seen a lot of Lucid on the road. Yes. And I've seen a lot of the Rivians on the road too, like the pickup truck out
I've
here.
never seen those.
I've seen quite a few of them just on the highways though, and driving by my office here. Um, Shout out to the Full Plate Project. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Oh, shout out to Steve.eth. Glad to have you in here too. Great supporter of ours. Uh, do you think ICP will be a strong competition for Dot? Absolutely, but I think Dot has more momentum right now.
If you ask me, it's not because I have bias on Dot. Like I really looked into both projects, and I just don't. I'm not a big fan of ICP. Something about it just gives me a weird feeling. Like especially going into like the devs and all that, like the active devs. Polkadot has way more active devs, and like it just I don't know. ICP just kind of gives me that weird feeling.
Yes.
I don't follow. I don't invest based on feelings, but I invest based on the research I've done, and that's why the research, the feelings came from the research. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can certainly understand with that. I can certainly understand with
I'd
that.
much rather have like 1,000 dot, whereas like I don't know how much 1,000 dot is converted to ICP, but I like my dot holdings. I like the ROI and I like the staking aspect to where you can actually have open gov. Like they're gonna develop even more on open gov, and that's what one thing I really like about dot, like open gov and how more voters on the network, the better. Like people who are actually stakers in Polkadot, they're participating in the new votes and stuff. And staking your dot and having some active, you can actually vote on changes. So the changes on the network are based on the token holders, not just like the developers. Like the token holders vote for changes.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go. Definitely. That's probably one reason. the ICP, I made a video about it. It's on our it's on the YouTube page about it. It's definitely something I'm watching, but I'm not invested in it. I just prefer Dot overall because I have more faith in their project than ICP, even though they've started way earlier than Dot and have more time in it. I think Dot has more investment potential in my opinion. That's just my opinion there for it. But it's kind of it's a hit or miss. Could I be missing a bit? Could we be missing a big opportunity on ICP? Absolutely. We're probably going to miss 90% of the opportunities that we could invest in because you can't invest in everything. You just have to make the best educated decision with the money you have. Shout out to Crypto Cleaner. I have Dot in my iTrust Capital in my Roth IRA account. Uh, I, that is a good spot to do it if you want to get take tax advantages. I'm not sure if you could stake out of there for it. So you're kind of missing
I didn't even know you
staking
could
advantage.
do that.
Yes, you can put crypto into Roth IRA accounts now, certain Roth IRA accounts now.
That's crazy. Didn't even know that.
So, but just remember, you got to pay that tax at the end. It's not eliminating the tax, it's just deferring the tax for crypto. So you don't have to pay any tax now, but you can't withdraw it. It has to stay in that Roth IRA, or else you will receive a penalty. And we don't want to do that. Shout out to Steve.eth in Los Angeles. The Lucids and Rivians are everywhere, like Tesla now. Yeah, Los Angeles, I could see. That's a good place to have an electric car because you're not going to be driving that far. Everything's within the city limits that you absolutely possibly could need. So you can travel anywhere there and don't need to recharge until you get home. So I think electric vehicles would be good in cities or big urban areas, just not practical if you live out in like a random town in Montana. And shout out to Temple Jackson, one of our great new followers. What's up, buddy? Hope you're having a great morning too, and chasing that bag. And make sure you guys be careful out there while you are investing. Invest wisely and smartly because the scams are starting to come hard. I mean, they're even now emailing. So you just watch out. Just watch out for that. They're phishing. They're doing all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah, that when the economy's tough, the scammers are too.
Yep. They're gonna hit hard, and they're gonna hit as hard as they possibly
They
can.
try to make fake accounts of literally any famous celebrity you can think of on TikTok just for them to follow you. This is why I don't DM and conversate with people on TikTok. I mean, I talk to El Genti, shout out El Genti, but like, when it comes to any random person, I don't have conversations on TikTok. I don't answer DMs because there's no point. Like, you're literally setting yourself up to look like a vulnerable person if you respond to DMs. Like, people are crazy nowadays. You never know what like could go on.
Exactly. Exactly. But I want to take a look at this stock before we get into some of the crypto news because I want to share my opinion. I don't think this really does. It's just not going to be long enough to deserve a video on its own, but it does need to be talked about. Shout out to El Genti. Do you think gas could potentially get cheaper with the increase of electric vehicles? Yes, gas is getting cheaper now, mostly because people aren't driving everywhere. They're trying to save as much money as possible. So people are staying home. They're not going out as much. They're kind of being homebodies, which is saving on gas, which is dropping the gas prices. Plus, people aren't buying as much, so we're not shipping as much goods, so there's less diesel consumption, and there's less people buying homes, moving, relocating, doing all this stuff to with jobs and everything. So right now, I for the first time in a while, the holiday season, the prices of fuel are going down. Even with people, we had a record number of people traveling on Thanksgiving. It's just that we're not shipping goods. Um, so yeah, it's definitely going to go down, but not by much. We'll probably see. gasoline regular get down to about in the 250 range for an average, and we'll probably see diesel get down to about $3 average. So that's what I'm kind of hoping for, because uh, I do apologize, guys. I got to make a quick call here. So, but yeah, let me get as you guys know, I do it live. I got of course Betty Mart here giving me a call, another furniture store. So let me give them a call back, and after I talk about this real quick. So I want to talk about healthcare association, because the healthcare association is kind of doing all the payment processing and all that stuff and billing, and they have a lot of hospitals under management and things like that. So and they do quite a bit in the healthcare, and they're a big indicator of where we're going and where we're going in the kind of like in the economy. So even though times are tough, people are doing putting more money into healthcare. Now, what they noticed recently in the last quarter was that people were putting more money into preventative care. So that means regular checkups, regular specialist checkups, um, health and wellness programs, dietary programs, diabetes prevention programs that are covered by the insurances. So that's what they're noticing. And right now, they just paid out a huge dividend. So shout out to them. They gave me a lot of money. So I do have to shout them out. And they are not much of my stock holdings, but they are 5%. Sorry. Yep. Oh no, not 5%. I was looking. That was Walmart. Walmart's 5%. Uh, Healthcare Association is 2%. So I'm probably going to have to up that, especially since it's on a nice downward trend. But they are making a considerable amount of money. And the reason why I say this is because I think people have learned, don't wait till there's a disaster. Go and get regular. They're going to do preventative measures now. Also, I'm seeing an increase in fitness clubs. So because like Planet Fitness this morning is like at 4 o'clock in the morning, Planet Fitness is dead. Like there's like two other guys in there with me every day. We're in there the same day, same times. And we kind of have our own unspoken arrangement. Like we rotate around the gym. So now, like this morning, there was like 20 people in there. So I think people are, yeah, it's the New Year's resolution and everything like that. Those people coming back in. But I think people are really getting serious about their health, preventative health care, and investing in their own health and wellness. And I think like Planet Fitness, any of the clubs, Weight Watchers too, might make a comeback as well. I know they used to be big when I was a kid, but they kind of fell off in the last decade. But the health and wellness sector is going to be a good place to invest money in. A good place to invest money in. Oh, I guess Cody dropped out here for a second. Um, Shout out to Callie. Good morning to you too, buddy. Drive safely. I'm glad you're listening in. Thank you so much for your support. Another one of our great supporters and followers. Shout out to El Genti. I did hear truckers say it's a shortage of freight. Yeah, because we're starting to have deflation now instead of inflation. So deflation is meaning we have too much of the goods and not enough of the demand for those goods and services. So the shipping and everything is going to start tumbling down. Hopefully, it's not rapid deflation because that's worse. But I do think we'll have steady deflation going into the next year. That's going to round out the bottoming out of this recession. Definitely, and it's definitely a good. It's going to be a good thing. It's going to suck in the beginning because average people won't be able to get stuff like fruits and vegetables will be coming and going. They'll be in stock, out of stock kind of deals. Um, we also have, I mean, the shelves will be thinner. I'm even looking at the grocery stores are getting thinner and thinner and thinner on the stock. So just be mindful of that as you go through, and you go through and we're going through this deflation era because a lot of the goods we don't need are just going to fall off. So like TVs, computers, um, gaming consoles, toys, anything that's like a non-necessity item is going to have a very low supply and a very low demand. But
Oh, could you imagine when the PlayStation 6 comes out in like 4 years?
oh yeah, that well, I hope it's going to be crazy, but I think this coming year you're going to start seeing good prices on all those things because deflation is going to bring everything down and
You'll
there's going to be
probably
too much of a supply of it.
you'll probably see the new AirPod Pro second generations at like 140, $130, maybe 150.
Mhm. Yeah, as people are not replacing those items, like if they have AirPods and they break, they're not replacing them. They're just going without. You know,
Oh, there's actually, let me put you guys on game. If you lose an AirPod or you lose an AirPod case, there's actually websites. I wouldn't really trust eBay unless you do trust eBay, but there's websites to where you can actually order like one single replacement AirPod or like a one single AirPod case without having to buy a whole new set, and they're cheap and they're authentic too. They're just refurbished.
there you go. But I think people are just going to go without instead of replacing them. Um, they're just going to have they're going to happen to go without, you know, and just not replace them until times get better. Then they'll start replacing them. We also got to talk about CarMax and Carvana.
Yeah, a lot of dealerships are defaulting on their lot loans.
Yeah, this is the a lot of dealerships are now 30 days behind on their lot loans. And if you guys don't know, a lot loan is kind of like a credit card style loan that dealers have to keep cars on their lot. So they buy cars and put them on their lot. That's what that is. Um, and right now, because they're not selling as much, banks aren't lending out anymore as much, and you have to be 720 or higher really to get a loan nowadays with verifiable income. There's extra steps. There's a lot of things that banks are looking for now that they didn't before in the last couple of years. So with that being said, we have we have a bubble that's about ready to burst in the car mart. Now, CarMax and Carvana are going to get hit hard because they both overbought during the pandemic or during the boom of car sales. Now they have inventory that they paid 20 to 30% higher than market value for, trying to sell it for 60 to 70% higher than market value. And now it's going down. Like Carvana got stuck with like 250 G Wagons that they had to sell at a 33% loss. And we also have CarMax not being able to sell cars. They can't reduce the prices because they have to cover the interest payments that they keep having to make on these loans. Cars aren't moving as fast anymore, and we might see a bankruptcy in the near future with CarMax. Maybe within probably I'd say about a year to 18 months, a bankruptcy. And if we see CarMax and Carvana go through bankruptcies, then we're going to see the manufacturers start suffering. Dealerships are going to start closing up. We're going to start seeing a lot of empty businesses in the next year. Just keep them. I'm going to see empty offices, business fronts, store fronts, industrial spaces. We're going to see a lot of new commercial construction default as well. They're probably going to default down the road, though. Their default process is probably not going to start until the end of next year. But right now, I wouldn't be surprised by March that we're looking at like 30% dealerships going bust. 30% of them. The only ones that are going to stay around are the buy here, pay here guys because they always have a market and they do cash only. And then any used car dealership that does cash only, period.
Hey, Sal, this I know this kind of. Oh, speaking of cars and stuff, I sent you my dream 911. It's beautiful. It's cream colored exterior.
Hmm.
Like I'm telling you, like we will go buy a Porsche, that 911 one day
Yep, and it's probably what the
together.
crazy thing is. It's going to be a little cheaper than it is now. That's the
Oh
crazy.
yeah. And Honda's already taking crypto. Honda said they take crypto. Imagine Porsche accepts crypto, or like most major dealers do, because I heard Honda takes it now.
I didn't hear that. I didn't know that. That Honda.
Google it, and it'll be on Honda's page. That this would actually be a good Google search for the stream.
Oh, Honda accepts Bitcoin. Oh, here it is. Yeah, let me take a look at that here. Share this tab. Yep.
I think
Crypto.
there's a post by Honda as well, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing it on like a Honda website or something.
Oh yeah, they announced it on their website that they're going to
Yeah.
accept with FCF Pay to accept crypto. Let's take a
Yep.
look at that.
That's what I was talking about. Heck yeah.
Crypto for their products. They will Honda will be accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Doge, Shiba, Pepe Coin, Flocky Inu, Shiba Swap, and Doge Killer. That's a weird set of coins. But it's crazy that they're accepting XRP. So there's the value, guys. Everyone's been talking about where's the value on XRP. There you go. And it makes sense.
It's like a three-headed snake: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP.
Yep. And it makes sense that it's that they're going to take XRP because when they take it, they got to convert it to the yen. So that helps save value. Bitcoin and Ethereum change too the value changes too
The
quickly and the
transaction fees
processing too slow.
change.
Yes.
Transaction fees are volatile as well. Like I still love Ethereum, but like I made my swap from Ethereum this morning because I only have two, and I'm only investing $1,000 a month. And I think it would be more efficient to like buy more Quant, Polkadot, and like XRP or Chainlink than just me buying a whole year of ETH. Because I mean, it'll be very profitable, and ETH's a safer one. But in
Hmm.
my opinion, I'm just going for high ROI. I'm not going after degenerate shit coins. But the ones I have, like Chainlink especially, like that's a blue chip project. And then XRP, and then Polkadot and Quant.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in the same boat with that there. But I'm just surprised that they even accepted it. So that's going to be a push in the right direction. I mean, that deserves a video in itself going over it, but I mean, that was on October 3rd that they announced that. So that's kind of crazy. But I don't like that they accept all the meme coins, but that just goes to show you that they're even prepared for people, for the average person to be using those coins. So, but I'd recommend using XRP to buy goods, and that's what I think it's going to be used for. XRP will be used to buy goods and services, and people can get paid instantly all over the place, all over the country, and they can exchange it into the currency of their choosing with low cost and fast transaction speeds. Shout out Problem Solver. Good morning, good afternoon to you too. I guess it's still morning for us. We're in Central Time, but glad to have you in here, buddy. Welcome back in. And I'm going to be putting in the link if you guys want to join. And if you guys want to join us and join us live, you can definitely join us. If you're on TikTok, you can hit the guest icon below and shout your opinion or shout out your questions. Uh, Feel free. We're going to go through this segment here. And shout out to Joey Sakamo. I hope I got that name right. I don't like getting people's name wrong, but definitely glad to have you in here, buddy. And welcome in. Thanks for joining in. What's your strategy on? What's your strategy? Swing, day trade, long term. Cody and I are more long term. Um, we're not really swing or day trading. We're buy, hold, and wait till we hit the valuation that we believe, and we might take a little profit along the way to protect our assets. Long term is the best way to go because it's better to be in the market than to time the market. Always better. Shout out to Farahona. That's a pretty cool name. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you joining in. Shout out to Joey again. Ever do leaps? I'm not sure what you're referring to, so probably not. Like I said, my strategy is kind of the same as like Warren Buffett. I look at stuff, I try to see if there's value, and then I try to see if it's undervalued, and then
Speaking of which,
try to make the best decision.
rest in
I'm
peace,
sorry.
Charlie Munger.
I'm sorry.
I said, rest in peace, Charlie Munger.
Oh
Rest
yes,
easy.
yes. Rest in peace, and rest in power, Charlie Munger. Uh, Passed away, left this earth at 99 years old. So, and can you imagine the amount of change that has happened in society and life with all that? That is crazy. And
He
he
was
experienced
approaching
it all.
100.
Yeah, he was he was almost going to be 100 years old. But I mean, he lived not only did he live a long time, but he lived through some of the worst times in America and through some of the best times in America. So, it's just it's just one of those interesting facts, like how he lived through all of that. Shout out to Crypto Dream. My biggest investment is finally green after nearly 2 months. Glad to hear it, buddy. Hopefully you can take some good profits, or if it's your long hold, I hope you're making the right decision there. But sometimes it could take several months for you to get profit. I mean, for us, for Cody and I, like XRP, Polkadot, Quant, we're all technically down because we've been dollar cost averaging in a Quant when it was 250. So, but to get strong financial growth and gains, it takes a long time to get there. You're not going to make millions of dollars in like a month. You're going to make several million dollars over years. Shout out to Joey. There are call options deep in the money, 3 years out. You can get 99% of the movement with 70% of the equity. The slight leverage gives you upper edge, and you can sell covered calls to protect the downside. Okay, I don't do calls and puts that much, only very rarely, and I do it through Robinhood if I do, just because it's easy and quick to get done. But I don't really dabble in that. I try to just buy valued companies. Shout out to Problem Solver. 2 months. I sit on shit for years. Exactly. Sometimes you gotta sit on it for like 5 or 6 years. Like Microsoft and Apple,
I've
I've
been
had for like 15 years. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cody.
I've been sitting on Quant for 2 years, almost 2.5 years, and I've been sitting on Polkadot for almost 3 years.
Yep. And sometimes you gotta sit on things for a long time. Shout out to Joey, like SCHHD, JPI, and O here. Yeah, we can look into those in a little bit there, but yeah, we don't really do calls and shorts because of liquidity, and a lot of people that join our channel are new to investing, and that's not the thing they need to try to get into. They just need to understand, build knowledge, and dollar cost averaging into it. Shout out to El Genti. Off topic. Question. The question is: anyone going to go to the 2024 consensus in Vegas? I know I probably won't be going to it, but uh, yeah, that's an interesting thing. We'll see how that goes. It's gonna be an interesting day though. Shout out to Black Cyber. That's a bad strategy in crypto. You can't marry be married to projects unless it's Bitcoin. Well, you see here, it's not saying that we won't, like Cody and I won't sell like I said, if the value is no longer there, we will sell. We're not married to our options. However, we don't invest for short term. We invest for long term. That's why after all that boom and bust, Cody still has his portfolio, and he has a list of people he knows that have 0 to 2% of their original portfolio value or have completely exited out of crypto because you're trying to do all this trading. You're going here, going there, back and forth. You might make what's going to happen is you'll make small gain, small gain, small gain, small gain, and then you'll have big loss, and it's a loss you can't cover, and now you're up shit's creek. So that's where we say is be careful. It's not something for new people. Crypto really isn't for the beginner investor. Period. It's too volatile and everything. And like I said, like I tell you guys too, if you're new, best thing you can do before you start really getting investing is build your emergency savings account, get that up to at least 6 months to a year, or if you have a family, make sure you have a year and a half to 2 years. Then you can start dollar cost averaging into funds like Betterment, Wealthfront, index funds, things like that. And then we can start doing crypto, individual stock picks after that once you build your base. Because you don't want to put your life savings into crypto trying to moonshot and then you pick the wrong ones and everything goes to hell. That's what happened with people in Safe Moon. That's what happened to people in Pyro Token. That's what happened to people in a lot of these crypto scams. The Crypto Zoo project, everything. Like, don't do that. That's pretty bad. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I have my companies that give me cash flow. I have my real estate investments and holdings that give me cash flow, and then I have that cash flow go into stocks, both with financial advisors, and of course, I do things on my own. So those are those are that's how I really do things. But I'm not married. We're not married to anything. We see the longevity and the long term holds on those. Uh, let's see here. Shout out to Joey. Those are dividend yield stocks. No options on these three names. Oh, okay. Um, yeah. They're well. I'd have to look into how much they yield. I like my dividend portfolio as it is. I'm not really trading or selling too much out of it. All I'm really doing is just really buying and holding with those. Shout out to El Genti. A lot of big players is going to be there, especially from the SEC. Okay, yeah, then we probably should go. Shout out to Neil. 98% of crypto noobs don't understand market cap. That's true, but also I'm from the stock market and finance industry. I can't tell you how many people said the market cap of companies that in the late 90s, no company can be worth $1 trillion. And then by the 2010, we had 10 companies worth over $1 trillion net worth. I think we had Coca-Cola, Walmart, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. What was the other one? It was a bottling company, a mining company, Exxon, and a couple other Exxon Valdez companies, and God, it was a Mars candy or something like that. We're all valued at over $1 trillion. So I don't really take care. I don't care about market cap. I care about value. That's all I care about. And if the value's there and the price isn't, that's when we invest. And that's why I invest. And that carries through with both crypto and stocks and businesses I buy or invest into. Shout out to Black Cyber. I'm yet to take on big projects. I'm always looking for Etherscan. Um,
Etherscan is like how you can check ETH accounts and how much they hold and stuff.
okay. I mean, you could look at that. I try to see what the price is like Chainlink. I saw the price back in July and said it's way undervalued for what they're doing. And I watched what they were putting out as far as news, their YouTube channel, what they're putting on their website, what other developers are saying. And to me, it sounds like a good investment and it's highly undervalued. And therefore, if I invest now, I am going to maximize my return. So that's why I invested in. Shout out to Knowledge. Do you think XRP is a rug pull until 2025? No, I don't. I just don't think it's going to have the run up that everyone thinks it's going to have. People are sitting here thinking it's going to be in the hundreds of dollars. I don't think it's going to be that much. We're looking at maybe 350 to 550 range. Either way, I'm cutting profit off of that. So like I have XRP as my in my portfolio, but not because I'm looking for a moonshot. I'm just looking for a double up on my money, and then I'm going to exit out to a desired position in there relative to my portfolio. But I don't think it's a rug pull. I do think there's a lot of big players trying to manipulate the price. I do think that. I think that's going on quite a bit. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to kind of sit and wait on that, on the sidelines on that, and see, because it's XRP's been lagging so far behind. It's not going to make any big headway this bull run, but the next bull run is probably going to make some headway. Cody, what are some of your thoughts on that?
On Polkadot and XRP and stuff. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said, I have 72 quant. I have 875 Polkadot, and now my big DCA. Guess what? Chainlink. So I'm DCAing Chainlink, Dot, and Quant all together. I think those are like the big three king altcoin indexes. You have Chainlink, the Oracle. It has so much value, and just everything about Chainlink is like, the more you dig into it, it's just a bigger rabbit hole you get into.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Chainlink. I love Quant because they release papers like every week. And if you read their white paper, I'd say start out with their white paper and then go on their Twitter and then look at or Quant Network website. And they put out a lot of good like news info and like papers and stuff. They have good reads. Like they talk about how the tokenization industry, like art and tokenization, will be worth $16 trillion by 2030. So the digital securities market will be worth $16 trillion. And that's 10% of the global GDP.
Mm-hmm.
16 trillion. Like that's how much the digital securities market will be. 16 trillion. 2030. So that's 6.5, almost 7 years from now.
Yeah, and that's not too far away, really. That's not
Exactly.
too far away.
And quant, if you look into quant, they talk so much about working with the digital securities space and DLTs, which is a distributed ledger technology. It just, I go on a rabbit hole reading about that shit and how art and everything combined, that's also going to take a huge jump in value by 2030. 2030, I think from 2028-ish to 2030, we might see some good like gains. We might see the markets looking really good. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the economy's like, you know, bettered out than now, honestly.
Yeah, what I honestly think is we're gonna have like a lull over the next year and a half, 2 years in the economy, and then we're gonna have a ridiculous boom in the economy for the next for like until about the 1930 to 1932. I'm sorry, 2030 to 2032. Uh, it's kind of going to mimic the crisis before the Great Depression. I just had that feeling. My guts kind of telling me that's going to happen, and it just seems like we're kind of getting done with all the bottoming out, like people closing their businesses, but we're still in the last part where people are holding on desperately for their business. So it's just a waiting game. We just got to wait it out. I'm seeing more and more people starting to look for options. We got a lot of businesses calling my delivery and logistics side, seeing if they can find a cheaper option. And really, I'm not cheap. My company's not cheap. I get what I'm paying for. So, and I do apologize if you hear some noises back here because I got a lawyer next to me and she seems to be very quiet today. So, but I'm guessing she's tapping on the wall or something. But we do see here that the economy is probably going to stagnate, have a big run up, and then we're going to have a low. We're going to have a huge downturn after that big run up. That's just my opinion. So anything you do now for next for the next like 5 years, you're probably going to make a lot of money on whether it's stocks or crypto that you're investing in, because as long as you're dollar cost averaging and you remain in the market, you will probably always probably make some type of return on everything. Shout out to Knowledge. Thinking about replacing a lot of my XRP with Chainlink. That's up to you. If you've been dollar cost averaging
Not a
in
bad idea.
since early 2022, then you're probably in profit for XRP. So it might be a good idea if it makes sense to you and you did your research and you feel comfortable with it and your risk assessment is telling you to switch, then that's what you should do. Shout out to Problem Solver. Welcome. Glad to have you in here, buddy. Crypto bull run on schedule. Not I don't think it's on schedule to what people think it is. My schedule for it is late 2025. I think it's going to be pushed back because of the economy and retail investors holding off getting involved into the crypto bull market. Because no matter what everyone says, you need retail investors to pump up the value and bring more money, because the retail investors have the most amount of funds to invest outside of any big institution. If you add up everybody, it doesn't, because it doesn't seem like that because most people don't have a lot of money, but when you start adding it up, it's a crazy amount that they have. That's why I think the bull run is not going to come as quickly as many people think. Shout out to Knowledge. The whole Swift thing sounds good, but I don't know if I can wait that long. It's up to you. It depends on what you want to do in your time frame, your schedule, and what your plan is. So if your plan is for quicker returns, then maybe XRP isn't, because like I said, XRP is like long term. Like you got to be willing to hold it for another 10 years to make those type of returns on it. Like you got to be really holding on it. Shout out to Problem Solver, BlackRock, and Vanguard. I'm not a fan of either one. They're actually losing a lot of money on their real estate holdings right now, and they're getting ready to dump off their inventory. So that's going to cause another price crash in the real estate market. But let's go over and take a look, because I have stock in BlackRock, not much compared to everything else. So, I mean, BlackRock, I'm looking at 2% of my portfolio is in BlackRock. It's still a lot of money in comparison, but I don't like either one. But yes, they're both pushing for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. So, but I think BlackRock's going to get approved before Vanguard, because BlackRock is a bigger company, and I think they got their tendrils involved in everybody. Like I think they can manipulate the SEC enough to get their Bitcoin ETF pushed through first, make their money, and then Vanguard, Grayscale, everybody else is going to come right after that, followed by Ethereum, XRP ETFs, probably DOT, Chainlink, and probably the meme coins will come through with ETFs as well. I mean, those would be bad ideas, but they're going to come through. Shout out to Eloise Donaldson. I hope I got that name right. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate you joining in here. And thank you, Problem Solver. I'm glad you enjoy our content. We definitely enjoy you supporting and coming in with those questions. As you guys know, it's open forum time, so put your questions into the comment section there. We'll try to get everybody. Or if you're on the YouTube side, comment in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer your questions there. Or if you'd like to join live and give your opinion on the state of the markets and everything, we're happy to have you. You can join through the guest icon in the bottom right, or come on to YouTube and click the link to join in. Shout out to Knowledge. Reprogramming my mind. I've lost a shitload just sitting on XRP. Okay, I get you. Yeah,
I know one of my friends
Go ahead, Cody.
who's been holding. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Go ahead, Cody. But before you go on, shout out to Big Jerome. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. One of our great supporters. Welcome back in, buddy. And thanks for supporting the live. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. I know one of my friends, he's been holding XRP since 2021. Even he said he's considering swapping out of it because he was talking about how there's been no all time high in 5 years. And I mean, that's valid. Like, I understand those concerns. I mean, XRP has a lot of value, but it's up to you if you want to buy it or hold it or not. Me personally, like, I'd rather be more into Chainlink, Quant, and Polkadot than XRP. That's just my opinion. Not no hate against XRP. It's quick and cheap, but I'd rather just hold something else.
Exactly. And I haven't bought any XRP since probably beginning of this year, or no, I did buy some in June when it started creeping up. So I did buy some in June, but the reason I'm in XRP because I can afford to be in XRP and I can afford to let it hold because I got in when it was 93 cents. So I'm at a loss until like when it got into the low 30s, high 20s, then I was really investing in it. So I probably evened out or got into profit range, but I could let it sit there till it hits the perceived value because I have cash flow from my other businesses. I have I have cash flow from my other businesses. I have cash flow from my stock investments. I have cash flow from other avenues of investing and everything in other companies. So can afford to sit there and watch the value kind of go like this all every year. So to me, it's just waiting until it hits the price I think it's going to hit, which I still think it has the value and the potential. But you are right; it's going to take forever to get there. And if you're looking for a quicker return, XRP is not the investment that you want to make at this moment. It's not going to give you a huge run up. I mean, we all could be wrong. It could skyrocket. I just don't think it's going to give the run up that people are going to think in the next bull run. And you're probably going to have to wait till the end of the bull run cycle for XRP to start performing because that seems to be where it
Imagine
starts performing.
Imagine if some well is watching our stream right now and they think, oh, well, they're talking about it going down, so we're gonna pump it up.
Mhm. That would
That'd
be
be crazy.
hilarious, and I would appreciate that. So if you are well watching that, please do that.
Please.
And meanwhile, you'll be pumping up the whole crypto market too.
You've got to pump it up. You gonna pump it up.
Oh yeah. So yeah, but hey, thank you so much there. I hope that we answered that one for you. Shout out to Problem Solver, Pro PC Thoughts. I'm guessing that's a crypto. Let's take a look at that. Prop chain. Alrighty. Let's take a look. When did it launch? Oh, it launched this year. Well, it's higher than its ICO. It's not at its all-time high. So, but let's take a look here. Market cap 18 million or just shy of 19 million. Trade volume 1.7 million. Trade volume is up 95% on it. So it
I
looks
just
uh, it looks like it's having some trader momentum, but I don't know what this project is about. Have you heard about this one, Cody? Prop chain.
no, I have not.
Let's see here. Okay, here's the about. PropChain is a Luxembourg-based organization that specializes in tokenization of real estate assets and subsidiaries in Lithuania and Dubai. Okay, so they're kind of like Quant, just on a smaller scale, but Quant's doing a lot of other things other than tokenizing real-world assets. But it looks like they're just doing real estate assets. That might see some promise. Um, my thing right now is let me see if I can find the white paper on it. I might set this to do a video on this back in the day. Not back in the sorry, later today. But I do need to see the white paper. It looks I won't lie to you, there problem solver. It looks very promising. Um so we're gonna have to do a deep dive. So thanks for sending that one over to us. Shout out to Rod. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Rocket, pump it up. Yep. And shout out to Knowledge. What do you see Link doing in the bull market? Do you see it going back to 1250? It might go back to 1250 at the beginning of next year with the market pullback. We might see that come back. Um, But for the long term, I'm looking at over $100. I'm looking between 100 and 120 on the price target for the bull run of Chainlink, if not higher, because I think people are gonna retail investors are gonna start moving into it more this time around, and it's not gonna have a late cycle like it did last time. It's what's gonna do is gonna fly up with the bull market, and then it's probably gonna keep going till the very end of the bull market.
Yeah, and I just realized when Polkadot goes to all time high or gets close back to it, I'll have almost 120 grand on my Polkadot position.
Yeah, that and we shouldn't be exiting out of staking for DOT until maybe middle of next year.
I remember when all those people were talking about, man, all that dot is being released. It's going to dump the price and people are going to sell it. No, it's actually up since the unlock. Since all of that dot unlock, like it didn't do anything to the price. Like it actually, the volume increased and more dot was actually into staking. So
Yeah.
there's more dot being staked.
Yep, and more people were buying. That's all it really was. Like it all got released and a lot of all of it got bought up. So it didn't really hurt the market. It went down like 10 cents on that release and then it shot back up. So, but DOT's been holding steady in the 530 range.
I remember on stream, people in the comments were asking about, what do you guys think about the dot unlock? Like, do you guys think it'll tank the price? And I remember one guy saying that dot was going to go to $1.90, and I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
$1.90 would be a huge buy for me. I could buy like almost 1,000 Polkadot for like the $1,400 if my math is correct.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right there. And I also saw Crypto Caddy was in the chat there. So glad to have you in here, one of our great longtime supporters. So thanks for joining in and liking the live. Shout out to Knowledge again. I've heard around 300. That might be pushing it for Link. Anything's really possible, but that's a push for it. I don't think it's going to be that high. I'm more like 120, maybe 150 on a very optimistic bet for me. But I'm a very conservative with price predictions on my prices. I know a lot of people out there like to shoot out moon prices, but I like to give like a more conservative price and estimate for you guys. Shout out to Rod. How about AVAX? Where you said it, where you see it in the bull run? Let me just take a look at AVAX again. In there, I keep confusing this. I keep confusing it with Algorand, but it's not. I don't really know with this one. It's still doing well overall, but for the last year, for the year, it's up 66%. Most of it in this year, this period of the year, but it could have a strong showing. I think it's going to be kind of go around with Chainlink as well, but you also may never know. We may break that all-time high as well with this one.
What's the supply on it?
Let's see here. Where is it? Max supply 720 million, and total supply right now is 433 million. A little over it.
It's not in the billions, so I mean that's not terrible.
I mean,
you gotta
could be a
think
little higher.
You got to think like XRP has 100 billion supply in total, but it still does these big swings.
Yeah, it could get back to all-time highs, but it's something I'm watching, not something I'm not invested in. But it has a 200 and it's on 216,000 watch lists. So a lot of people are watching it right now. So that goes to show they're probably going to start buying in at a right point, and that's going to increase the value. And then of course it might see a run up in the beginning of the bull run, and then people are going to cash out. But glad to hear you're already up on AVAX. So I hope that continues for you guys, and I hope you cash out. I hope you get your profits that you want out of it. Shout out to Knowledge. Cody didn't mention Ethereum. Are you guys not buying as much as Dot?
No, I
Go ahead,
actually
Cody.
traded my Ethereum today. I love Ethereum. If you have a good, you see, the thing is, I DCA about pretty much $1,000 a month, right? And like Ethereum's at $2,000. I'd be buying half an ETH a month. And based on Quant and Polkadot and Chainlink, like I just see a lot more return, over the next 2, 3 years and holding Ethereum. Now, if I had like 40,000 to put into Ethereum, hell yeah, I'd only be buying Ethereum. But based on my income and what I put in, I'd rather just buy, smaller but blue chip like Chainlink, Quant, Polkadot, etc.
Yeah, I'm not buying any Ethereum right now. I have what I have, and I'm holding on to it. Well, I'm buying a lot more of the altcoins now. Dot, Quant, Chainlink. Every now and then, some Solana, just to kind of put a lottery ticket in there.
Yeah,
And
Solana's a meme coin at this point.
yeah, but you also got to be careful with Solana. Solana is being manipulated by venture capitalist funds to get their money back.
Oh yeah. And they're gonna pump it just like GameStop. Like if GameStop pumps again, everybody like what's her name, Kathy Wood. They're all
Mm.
trying to make their money back. Like Kathy Wood's investment firm, Ark Invest, worst performing thing ever. Like went from 50 billion all time high to 5 billion. So she lost like 10 times the network of her
Yep.
investment firm off of like terrible investment. Like she lost like $45 billion like off that investment firm.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. That
It's
is
degenerate. They're trying
yeah,
to
it's
make
like
that money back.
$22.5 billion a year loss in one of the best performing markets times. And the last 3 years was the best time to
It
be
makes
making money in the market, and she lost money. So I don't even know how her fund is still around.
it makes me question like did they take any profits like to secure that 50 some of that 50 billion? Like damn.
No, I think they exited out of positions at significant losses. Like I don't understand how that woman is still in the finance world because they've been making some bad decisions with Ark Investment's been making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision after bad decision. It's like I would not put money with her because like
Needs to lose her license.
yeah, unfortunately she's not going to lose her license though because you know it's part of the contingency of the SEC and everything. Like you can't fault a broker for making a bad trade, but it's like you make bad trades. 90, actually, almost 100% of her trades have been bad. The only thing she keeps saying is about Bitcoin, and now she's putting out outrageous numbers on Bitcoin, like $600,000 for Bitcoin on the next bull run. It's like, okay,
Maybe
where do you
she's like a Jim Cramer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She's like the next Jim Cramer because Jim Cramer is like he's in his late 70s now. So and Kathy's only like in her 50s.
Yeah, and it's like if he says buy, you sell. If he says sell,
Yeah,
you buy.
exactly. You do the opposite and you'll make a lot more money. Shout out to El Genti, smart guy Cody is. I do the same. In fact, Cody is very smart and very intelligent.
Hey, I
Give
appreciate that, man.
He doesn't give himself enough credit. Shout out to Knowledge. Thanks, guys. I'm in the same boat. Uh, yeah, just glad to hear it. So I just don't, I just don't understand some of these investors. Just like some of the YouTubers. Like if you followed some of the YouTubers stock picks, you'd be down like 95% or have lost almost 100% of your money. It's just crazy. Shout out to Low Strung. Welcome in. Glad to have you in on the live, even though we're getting towards the end here. Definitely appreciate your support. Thoughts on Proppy? Is that a crypto or is that stock? But let's take a look. Proppy sounds like a crypto. Oh, I've seen this one before. I've seen this one before, but the volume's down at about half a million, market cap 32 million. It's got on 33.9K watch list, but there's 100 million in total supply, 100 million in circulating supply. Doesn't have great reviews by crypto financial institutions. So I don't know. I don't. They don't even give a real good description on what they do. So I would probably stay away from this coin. Yeah, especially since it did not participate in the relief rally last couple months. So it's probably a bad thing to get invested in right now. Like we'll have to do more research on it, but I'm not liking what I see. That's all I can really say for you. They're low strung. I'm just not liking what I see. Shout out to Revolt. Good morning to you, buddy. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for your support and welcome back. And shout out to Knowledge. You guys like AP13? Supposed to be similar to Link.
API 3. Oh, I know what API 3 is.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Cody. What are your thoughts on it? Because it's familiar, but I haven't really looked into it.
It's I haven't read the full white paper. I read some of it, but it's got some interesting stuff in there. API 3 might run up in the next bull run. I mean, I'm not actively looking to buy or DCA into it, but is it a bad project? It doesn't entirely seem like it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's you're looking at total supply of 125 million, no max supply reported. Total circulating supply 86 million. 12,000 watch lists. It's got good reviews by financial institution by institutional ratings. Um, All time high was $10. I mean, it's fitting the bill of having a good bull run performance. I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure on that. But it's something to look into if you want to hedge your bet against Link and Dot. Probably a good thing to get into. We can read up on it and do a little more investigation on it. Do a video where I go over the white paper and things like that with you guys. So and I just gotta be able to find the white paper, I guess. Okay, there's. Um, but I it could have potential. I'm more with Chainlink, but I'd have to read up on it to give you a more thought out position on there. Um, Shout out to Rod. If I'm down 95%, I'll buy more than I bought before. That's true, but it depends. Usually, when you start getting the high 90s, it's most likely probably a dead project or a pump and dump. So that's what you got to be careful about. Unless if it's like the whole market's down 95%. Shout out to Low Strung. Great, thanks. I appreciate it. Hey, you're welcome, buddy. Hopefully, you guys like it. Give us some follows. Really appreciate that. And I think we're pretty much coming towards the end there. So glad to have all you guys in here. Got some time for some final thoughts before I head out. Shout out to Knowledge. Do you think Bitten Sir will be anything? I think we covered that one before on the live. Yeah, I think we covered that one. It just didn't have enough information yet, but it looks like it got pumped up really high because in the last year, it's only been around for since April this year, and it went from 12 cents to 263. So if it is a project, I can tell you right now, people are going to start taking profits soon. So I wouldn't even get involved in it right now. I just pay attention to the price and then do my research, look at the white paper, take a look at everything before we kind of get an idea. But it's kind of got the same tokenomics as quant, so it could do very well. We just have to do a deep dive into it and really see what they're doing, what they're planning, what their roadmap is, what are they all about, things like that. So I hope that answers it for you. I mean, it would have been good if we picked it in April because we would have made a lot of money. But right now, you're probably only going to be the liquidity for someone looking to cash out. So I'd just be very careful with that one. Cody, do you have any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Uh, really, just watch out for your risk tolerance. Like, if you want to, have more risk, then by all means, just do research and make what's best for you. But also, just keep DCAing. Don't listen to these traders and people who are focused on short term. Like, I'd much rather just buy and hold.
Hmm.
Like if you just do that consistently, like them slow and steady builds, like it's gonna be a sandcastle to like a huge castle. If that makes sense. Like you just gotta keep building it. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly, and that's all you one really can do. Just like just kind of slow and steady wins the race on this one. But my final thoughts just make sure you're doing your research. Don't moonshot your life savings. Make sure you're always getting make sure you have your reserve fund well funded so that way you don't have to dip into your investments and cash them out at the times you don't want to cover expense life costs, things like that. So just be careful. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you do your due diligence because the scams are going to be out there. They're going to be out there everywhere, all over the place. They're only going to increase. And as the bull market, as crypto starts valuing more, the scams are going to really start hitting hard. So just be careful, guys. But as always, like and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Also, if you guys want to subscribe to the Patreon, the link is in the above.
And my TikTok is CodyHarris.eth. That is my TikTok handle.
Exactly, absolutely. And I'll go give Crypto Dream a subscribe and follow on his YouTube channel, Crypto Dream. But if you'd like to join the Patreon, the link is in above. You can join for free, get the free newsletter that comes out every Monday, and we'll have one come out every Friday now too. And if you want exclusive content, you can go in there, sign up for a supporter, get more exclusive content, get the access to the Discord and things like that. But really appreciate you guys joining in. Thank you so much. We'll be back later today, only on Patreon for the live. Also, we'll be back tomorrow morning for what's in for morning market news, the last day of the week for you guys, and before we head into the weekend. So hopefully, there's a lot more going on for you guys, and we really appreciate you joining in. We're getting pretty consistent with these lives. Hopefully, we can keep them going. As you guys know, I run quite a lot of businesses. We do quite a lot of work. So sometimes I got to cut out of here before we can, get this live going or anything. Sometimes we got to miss a few days. But really appreciate your guys' support and everything. Hopefully, you have a great day. We'll look forward to chatting with you later. Have a wonderful day and have a great Thursday. Thank you guys for all your support.